So I'm going to put a picture up here. Now, viewer discretion is advised. Welcome back to the channel. Y'all remember the spun bearing 350? Took a little bit of searching, asking around, but luckily there's good old friends and neighbors in the heartland. We reached out to a guy who lives just a few miles from here, and he just happens to have a kind of an assortment of semi-dead vehicles from multiple generations at his place. And yeah, it's been a couple times that we've reached out to him for this or that or needs or wants, and he's pulled through, and he did it one more time. It ain't pretty right now. This is a 78, 79-ish model Chevy small block 350. It's an 010 casting, which I believe is thumbs up. Should be a 4-volt main, and should be what we need as a core to at least, you know, get this K10 back on the road. This came out of a van. It was running when parked, and he said it died one day, so he put it in with the rest of his stock. Well, we started tearing into it, and this could have been part of the problem why it stopped, you know, helping him do chores around the place. Turns over, we know it turns over by hand. We could not get it to crank over at any kind of speed with a starter or anything to do a compression test. The circuitry in the van was just junk, and the starter was junk. But I feel pretty good about it. It is, however, it came out of a van, you know, the whole van with the doghouse. I'm going to put a picture up here. Now, viewer discretion is advised. It's not a pretty donor, but I do think we have a good engine out of this. However, like I said, lived under a doghouse, and those things are notorious. They just dust and debris blows around underneath the doghouses of those vans, and your engine, after, you know, a few decades, ends up looking like this. So we're gonna load it on the trailer, and we're gonna first blow the big chunks off with some air, and then we're gonna head into town to the car wash where they use, you know, higher pressure and higher temperature water, and we'll hit it with some degreaser and see if we can't clean this pig up, and then we'll start tearing it down and assessing what we have to work with. I am not. I can't see anything. Woo. Yeah, you're pretty dirty too. We'll get back home and then we'll walk around and see how clean it is, but I'm pretty much soaked. I got to get out of this coat here. And just like that, we are unloaded on the engine stand. Trailers put away, cherry pickers put away. We even scrapped the old block and crank and stuff, threw her in the metal trailer. So we're on to this. You know, it cleaned up all right. It's still a little ratty looking. I'm telling you, we had some Mises living here, so we got some rust, but nothing major. That's just what they do. Yeah, it cleaned up okay. We're still seeing the original Chevy orange in all of the places where if there was major surgery and something had to get replaced, it might not be orange, so that's good. All the major components as far as exterior wise look to be in their stock form. I think as I'm future editing this, we're going to end it here pretty quick. The weather has changed again. It is quickly becoming very cold outside and in the shop. But before we go, let's at least do something here. Let's pop a valve cover off, and that'll be our first opportunity to get just a tickle of information on the health of this engine. Let's go with driver's side here. Looks to be the lesser of the two, you know, as far as stuff in the way. We don't need that anyway, but PCV valve comes out. I got our impact here waiting. What'd you guys think of the car wash video? And you know, how do you wash your, you know, grody engines when you get them? I don't have a hot seat, and they're really expensive. So far, what seems to work is, because they do have heated water at the car wash, go to the car wash. Spend about $9–10, get her cleaned up. Almost 2 cans of engine degreaser, by the way, but that's all right. All right, here we go. Oh yeah, she wasn't sealing. The gasket was not gasketing very well. The front just came loose right out of the gate. Come on, the back corner's kind of holding on. Oh, looky there, you guys. So far, all signs point to thumbs up. That's, I mean, 1978, 1979, you guys and gals. This thing's been in circulation for a while. And, you know, we've got a little bit of surface rust in here where we had some condensation off and on. But, I mean, sludge-wise, hang on, I'm excited a little bit. Heck yeah. Look at this. You got a little bit right down here in the very corners of just a little bit of sludge, but golly, things are very clean in there. So initial inspection of one valve cover, that's good news. We will, in the next video, pull this down. If you want to see the previous teardown of the original possible core rebuild motor, go back. I'll put a link up here. We're not going to get in depth like that because, well, we've already did a video on it, but we will tear this down like we did the last one, and then we'll bring you guys and gals in if we find something spectacular or really cool to show you. Now, what's the golden rule from we learned last time? Do not get your hopes up on this thing. Fingers crossed, toes crossed, we don't find that with this one. So yeah, next video we'll dive deeper into this 350. Consider subscribing and clicking the bell so you get notified when that video pops up. Appreciate everybody watching our stuff. We'll see you on the next one.